And then unmute now, Bills.
Yeah, I got
The Twitter sound.
what sound?
If you unmute on Twitter.
Got you.
All right, we are live. What's up, guys? Welcome to the stream. You guys should be able to hear me. I think we're live on all the platforms. We're live on YouTube, Rumble, X Spaces, everything. Give me O/slashes if we are good on everything. Give me O/slashes if we're good on everything. And if you guys are on Twitter listening on the space, give me 100 emojis. Give me 100 emojis if you guys are on the Twitter space. Here, Josie, I'll give you a co-host on the Twitter space. So you can help me with managing this crap. All right, I see 100. All right, sweet. All right, guys, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the Twitter space. AKA, we got the clam chowder meeting going on. I'm on YouTube as well, so I'm keeping it somewhat clean. And we got Sean in the house. Sean, you want to introduce yourself to the people real quick and tell them who you are and what we got planned to take over the internet?
Yes, I'm Sean Semenko from Uncensored America. We're a campus free speech organization, and you probably recognize us just from a few minutes ago, but we were also doing a Prove Me Wrong table with Myron at the University of South Carolina and a speech as well.
Bam. And we still got to adjust the camera settings because he looks like a ghost right now on camera, but that's fine. Sorry, guys, it has the nighttime settings.
It was on fresh. It's on fresh settings.
That's fresh on camera. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Because I'm like, yo, why is this nigga so white? And then, oh, my God. Okay, now it makes sense, bro.
Yeah, my bad, Sean. I'm gonna get you right. Hold on, gang.
Oh,
my bad, Sean. I'm gonna get you right, bro.
Please do.
The person who
I think, Bills, you might have me muted on the Twitter space.
I didn't.
Can you see the purple emoji going?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. Guys, on the Twitter space, give me 100 emojis if you guys can still hear me fine. I think you guys can. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
The person who normally sits on your chair is a polar opposite. In complexion wise.
Oh, shit. Okay. All right, fair enough. So, yeah, that makes sense now. So, Sean, you want to give him a quick little, because I know Sean's got to go, guys. He can't stay long, but I wanted to have him kind of announce what we got planned for the fall. And go ahead, man, take it away.
Yeah, thank you. Basically, we want to take over college campuses because if you are a student at a college campus, you probably know that there's all these different groups on campuses that are so-called free speech organizations that actually don't really believe in free speech. And we're simply that. We're just a free speech organization. We host people from all different viewpoints, people who have been censored, canceled, like Myron, Milo, Gavin McGinnis, Alex Stein, Laura Loomer, everybody in between, even people on the left like Destiny, Hunter Avalon, Brianna Wu, John Doyle, like all these sort of people who you normally don't hear from because a lot of these groups just don't actually host events anymore. They don't actually host debates. They don't actually have conversations with people. And so we're trying to change that by bringing different voices to campuses that you don't normally hear. So with Myron, we're going to have a lot of big plans in the fall. I can't reveal all of them, but all I can say is if you like what you saw today and you like what you saw at the University of South Carolina, then you're going to like what we have in store. So if you want to bring that to your campus, just go to uncensoredamerica.us. There's a Star Chapter form right there so you can bring people like Myron and make some of these cool events happen. Because you can't do it without a club on these campuses. You have to have a club to make these things happen. So it's a tricky battle, and everybody knows that people are getting censored on campuses. A lot of people talk about the Palestine protests, but it's been happening for years, and it's going to keep happening. So if you want to put a stop to this, you actually want to make a difference rather than just, seeing the problem unfold or complaining about the internet. You can actually make a difference and do it at a campus near you.
Yeah. So if you guys, because a lot of you guys say, yo, Myra, come to my school. Here's the thing. Number one, I can't go to your school unless you're a member of that, unless you go to that school and you're a member of one of the clubs. And then number two, you need to basically vouch for us and get you on your campus. So you got to go to the school, and it's got to be public. Private schools are pretty much cooked, right, Sean?
Yeah, private schools, no shot, because they can... the beauty of public schools is that you have to follow the Constitution.
Yeah.
They have to let you speak. As you saw at USC, a lot of people are trying to shut you down.
Yep.
A lot of professors were complaining, but they let you speak.
Yeah. So at private schools, it's a bit tougher, right?
Private school is pretty much impossible. I tried with DePaul, and it's just like they have so many restrictions there. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
But the other thing, too, to remember is that even when you have all these other groups like Turning Point, College Republicans, they don't let you come and speak.
Mm-hmm.
Like College Republicans is totally cucked from the top down. Like they may have some freedom at the campus level, but they have a federation that controls them, and they're not going to let you come.
Really?
Yeah.
They'll let Charlie go, but not me. Yeah. Well, that should tell you guys why I need to go to college campus even more. Because look, I like Charlie, but at the end of the day, we're no holds barred. We're willing to call out Israel. We're willing to call out a bunch of the bullshit. As you guys saw earlier today, with what was going on. And yeah, man, yeah, it's great stuff. So this fall, stay tuned. I think we're probably gonna do our first one maybe August or September.
September. Yeah.
Okay, September first one. So stay tuned, guys. I'll have an announcement and a school and everything else like that for you guys in the future. But right now, we got a couple schools lined up. I don't want to say right now what they are because it will probably get shut down again preemptively. So it'll be a good time. But Sean, anything else you want to tell people before you dip out of here?
I just want to thank you guys so much because Myron's been fantastic. The whole crew here's been great. Like, a lot of people don't know the behind-the-scenes stuff and how stressful that is, to get these things set up. It's not easy, but
dealing with influencers that are divas and shit like that, right? Like they're fucking pain in the ass.
We've met a few, yeah.
Yeah, not punctual, not polite, on some type of bullshit. But no, it's been great working with you, Sean. Guys, we are gonna take over absolutely in the fall, so stay tuned. If you guys like the college debate stuff, we are gonna do it even more so. And yeah, we're gonna take over, man. Anything else, brother?
No. Thank
Cool.
you guys so much. Just check us out, uncensoredamerica.us.
Sean's gonna work to get you. As you guys know, we always release a 4K version on Uncensored America on YouTube. One of the footage of the cameras got taken down. We're gonna try to see if we can get it back, or maybe do some edits and get the 4K version for you guys up. That's in better quality than the stream. But obviously, no guarantees. We're gonna have to do some creative fixing here.
Yeah. We'll work on it. Hopefully it'll come out soon.
Big ups to Sean.
Got behind the scenes doing the camera switches, making sure that the internet's up and everything else like that. He helps out. So I had him meet with my team and we made things happen. And there was a lot of stuff going on, guys. As you guys saw with that stuff, I'm there debating, but these guys are running around behind the scenes, making things happen, especially with what's going on. And then last thing I'll say before I let you go, because I know you really do got to get going. What are your thoughts as you were sitting there behind the scenes, seeing the growing number of
dancing
them boys? Yeah,
Them boys.
It was, I said this to you like just a few minutes ago that when we got here, I was wondering what type of reaction we'd get because I'm from Philly. It's a very different vibe than Miami.
Yeah.
And when I was checking out the location last night and I was looking at the people here, I was like, okay, we're going to get some pushback.
Yeah.
When you have Women Deserve Less, Prove Me Wrong, like you're going to get something here.
Yeah.
But I didn't expect what we got at the end with all of the different flavors of people that we got there because they were acting like college kids. Like that's what blows my mind is that you'd think like the ladies are freaking out at you at USC when they were like when you told them to go back in the kitchen, all that stuff. And then you'd think like after college, they grow up, they get out of that, but no, they actually get 10 times worse.
Yeah. No, it's fucking ridiculous, man. But no, dude, thank you so much for coming. I know we did this thing kind of like last minute. We made it fucking awesome. Not bad for a first stream that we set up like on the side using a fucking generator. We'll do this again, maybe in a week or two. I don't know. I'll work it out with Sean. And we'll bring him out here again, and we'll do it again. Get the permits and all this other stuff because it is a pain in the ass to get this stuff done, guys, on the back. But we made it happen. So thank you so much, Sean, for coming, bro.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate it, man. I know you got a flight to catch tomorrow, so I'll let you go.
Thank you.
All right.
Shout out Sean. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
shout out Sean and give him a nice little outro. I want to see W Sean's in the chat. Okay, we did not get to make fun of them boys without Sean helping out with the ones and twos behind the scenes, making it happen.
Appreciate
Shout out
you,
to
man.
Uncensored America. I tell you guys, we are gonna fucking take over this year. Like, you guys think the Charlie Kirk debates on college campuses are great? Wait till I fucking when I'm there, right? I'm not gonna be sitting here saying Israel's our greatest ally. Nah, man, we gonna be going crazy on the biggest.
Fatality.
Okay, so it's gonna be a good time. So shout out to Sean, shout out to Uncensored America. We're willing to go a little bit further than other people. Shout out to 3 Digglers, by the way, for 50 fucking gifted subs. I appreciate that, my friend. I really appreciate that. And guys, that is how we're able to do what we're doing. As you guys know, we're demonetized on YouTube because quite literally them boys. And we're able to, do the stuff where we go to college campuses or me go to New York City and talk about the Diddy case and, give you guys really like an entire repertoire of different types of content. We cover true crime. We cover self-improvement. First did a great interview with, Coach Greg Adams yesterday where they talked about the current dating landscape. Obviously me, I'm doing geopolitics, foreign policy, all this other stuff. We're doing debates. We're doing everything. This is by far the most diversified YouTube fucking channel out there, and you guys know this. So the only thing I ask, man, like the video, sub to the channel if you guys are watching on Rumble. Sub to the Fresh Fit channel. Let's get this thing up to 7,500. We're going to go live for a bit. I think we'll give it maybe, what are we at? We're at 7,000?
7,000 what?
Subs.
Oh yeah, we're at 7,094.
7,094? Okay, and we're live on all the platforms, by the way, right now. We're live on YouTube, and Rumble, and X, on all the platforms, Myron Gaines X, and on Fresh and Fit as well. And we're running a clan meeting, clam chowder meeting, on Rumble as well.
This nigga horny.
Sorry, on X. What happened? Huh? What happened? You have something?
Nah.
Okay. And then let me... We're live on Fresh and Fit, and then let me check here. So we got like 2,000 of you guys watching between the platforms. So anyway, so you guys are probably wondering, yo, Myra, what the fuck happened? So as you guys know, let's go ahead and go through this. And thank you. And guys, we're gonna stay on air for an hour and a half at least, right? If we hit 7,500, then we stay longer. Can we put a timer up for the people? I'm not fucking leaving. The show 90 minutes on the clock.
This is my home. They're gonna need a fucking wrecking ball to take me out of
So
here.
we're gonna stay on air for 90 minutes. If we hit the 7,500, we'll stay on longer. As you guys know, with the subathon, you got to sub on Rumble on Fresh and Fit. We're streaming everywhere.
7,500.
Yeah, what are we at right now?
Nah, we gotta make that shit 8,000.
8,000?
Make that shit 8,000.
What are we for 90 minutes?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Okay.
You matching, right?
I guess.
If you're not matching, then all right, we can do it.
I'll think about it. Maybe I will. Maybe I will match. Actually, maybe I will.
If you matching 8,000.
Yeah, maybe I will match. Okay. So you know what? Before I give my take on it, what do you, Mo? Happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you.
So he's here working for you guys on the birthday. What are your thoughts, Mo, on everything that went down? Take us from the beginning to end, and I'll give my opinion last. How about that one? Go ahead.
I knew it was gonna be one for the books because I've understood the area. I was expecting more women to be fighting. That was the one thing that surprised me. I expected more women fighting, but the amount of Sims, bro. The what you call it? What was that word? I wish I remembered the word. But some guys who overly pander to women, like bunch of those. Like, I knew it was bad because I always have a quote. I say the rest of the world is very frustratingly blue pill. And that was something that I had to learn. I remember Myron taught me. Yeah, oh my God. Shout out to Castle Club. I always say the rest of the world is frustratingly blue pilled. So when I'm seeing a bunch of guys that's like so blue pill, I'm not shocked. It's all funny to me. It's all comedy to me. And then, of course, gotta address the elephant in the room, the ending. I'm not one to talk much, even though I talk a lot. Well, at least about the situation. But I will say this. I had to let it be known that, look, you're not going to get close to Myron like this. Like, I see you getting closer and closer. I'm like, bro, you are not going to get too close. No, I'm not letting that happen. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you are. Keep your hands to yourself. And if you're going to try to touch Myron, you're going to have to go through me. And apparently, that's going to be a lot to get around. So
I appreciate that, Mo. I saw you step in there.
Yeah, I had to look. He was getting too close. He stepped closer as close. I said, nah, Icy, step a little to the side. Nah, this is as close as you're going to go. You not getting any closer. And I was not having it, bro. I don't care who you are. I was not having it.
All right. Bills, what about you? What were your thoughts being out there?
Oh, hold on. My camera looks crazy. Hold on. Sorry, y'all. It's a regular day at the job, bro.
Yeah, true.
It was just a regular day at the job for me. W Mo for happy birthday, Mo. Woo!
Thank you.
They got Mo doing security work on his birthday. It was great content. Can't wait to see the clips. You can't make this shit up. The stereotypes prove themselves, and that's pretty much all I can say.
Noble, actually, I want to hear it because Noble was the first one to tell me that we got to shut it down. Ironically enough, real quick, can you give us a play-by-play of what was going down? Because obviously I'm there debating. I don't see what the fuck's happening. And for you guys that are wondering, Noble is the G on the team. Customer service. Just kidding.
Customer service. No, you're not kidding. You that serious?
I do it all.
He doesn't have an accent, we got a good one. Go ahead, bro.
Nah, so like they're all getting crazy, and then the cops like, we gotta change the topic. But then I tried to go and catch Myron to get him.
Well,
to
go back a little bit. You got a permit and all this other stuff. Can you talk about like how you had done all this bullshit behind the scenes to make sure that we could do it?
Oh yeah. This was a hard
Maybe
one. I
not the
ain't gonna
details,
lie.
but like how you had to do it.
Yeah. So first I had to go to the city, and then I had to go and get a permit from the city. And then the city was like, nah, you can't have a permit unless you hire our police because you guys are way too controversial. So then we had to
Oh, they
hire-
knew?
Yeah, they knew who we were.
Oh shit.
Yeah, they said you guys can't hire your own security. You have to use our police. Then we hired.
Oh,
their
I didn't know
police,
that.
And then the police officer actually knew our content too. So like, yeah,
He was a nice guy.
yeah, they knew all our stuff. And then there were a bunch of people there who there was this one guy. He really hated Myron. He's like, "Do you even have a permit to be doing this?" I'm like, "Go talk to the police officer." Just like that, done. They were
Was
all
it one of
done.
them boys?
Nah, black guy.
Oh.
Black guy with glasses.
Oh, that
Yeah.
nigga kept asking me. Yeah, bro.
Yeah, that dude hated you.
That nigga.
He came up to you and said, "All right, do you have a permit to do this?"
Yeah, he was really pressing me. He's like, "Oh, do you support this?" And then he's like, "Do you guys even have a permit?"
Why did that bitch get on the fucking mic?
Bruh, he was too scared. He just kept recording you. That's all he was doing. He just kept recording you, and he had some headphones on. He was a weirdo, old motherfucker.
What the fuck? All right. And what else?
Well, then like towards the end is when it really got crazy, and then the cops like, "Yo, like he has to change the topic now." Then I'm like, okay, I can't really cut him off while he's talking. And then they started singing and dancing, and he's like, "Dude, if they get rowdy now, I can't go and stop them because it's just him versus like all those."
It was
guys.
like, and just so people know, there was like 15 of them, bro.
yeah.
There was literally 15 of them. And one of them said, "Oh, you're doing this in front of a synagogue," which, I mean, whatever, who cares? But I didn't realize, like, apparently there was like a holiday.
Yeah, they left their prayer to come debate you. There was like one of them who knew who you were, and he brought all them to come debate you. So today's
Shabbat.
yeah, Shabbat. He was like one of the guys. He's like, "Can I get your number? I want to go and set up something with Myron." And I'm like, "Okay, here's my phone." He's like, "Sorry, I can't touch your phone." I'm like, "What? What?" Yeah, that's like part of the rule on Shabbat.
Yeah,
you can't touch your phone on
No
Fridays.
technology or some shit.
Tech. Even though they were all on the mic, you're not allowed to use the mic, man. What the hell? You're not allowed to use the mic. That's
Bro.
technology.
It's a very good point right there, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Bro.
You killed it with that one, bro.
Yo, what the fuck? So,
You're cooked.
yo, that's crazy. Which one was it that wanted to get your stuff? Which one was it?
What do you mean?
Which of the Jewish dudes was it?
That wanted to get my stuff?
Yeah,
There
which
was,
one was it? Yeah.
It was this one. He was like the shorter one with the glasses. He kept trying to talk, but he wouldn't talk. He apparently knows Rabbi Shmuley, so like he was trying to go and grab my number to go and connect him. I was like, eh.
Was he on camera?
Yeah, he was kind of on camera, but he was in the back. He kept trying to talk, but they wouldn't let him talk. They all kept talking over him and shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, what we could do is we could go. Let's pull up the clip and react to it here. Because I think me talking is one thing, but like actually showing the clip is a whole other thing. So, and it is going pretty viral right now. And people want to know about the laser. Look, let me be explicitly clear about this, chat. All right, let me be very, very fucking. I don't fear death. Okay, I understand that talking about this topic is gonna make me a target. Right? I understand that talking about this topic is gonna make me hated, and I understand talking about this topic can potentially have some consequences. Both financial, physical, whatever it may be. But, you know, at the end of the day, there's one thing that you guys got to remember, right? I remember the movie. You guys ever seen the movie Troy, right? And there's this like iconic scene where he's going off to fight this like big fucking ogre, right? And the kid hands him like his sword or some of his equipment. And he's like, "Oh my God, he's a really big individual. I wouldn't want to fight him." And Troy looked back at him and said, "That's why no one will remember your name." And that's what it comes back to when it comes to just the reality of life. Who dares wins, chat. Okay? Famous saying. I think it's the SAS or that's their motto. So I understand the risks. I understand that this is a nation that doesn't give a fuck about killing innocent people. This is a nation that doesn't give a fuck about assassinating people. I understand that they will go ahead and do a whole bunch of bullshit to try to destroy you. It is what it is. I mean, the truth is more important. And quite frankly, something needs to be said, right? I think at this point now, everyone agrees in the professional community that this is a genocide. And despite the fact that these guys want to sit there and, you know, be apologists for Israel, they couldn't debate the facts. I mean, they didn't even know what the Hannibal Directive was, right? They didn't even know about the Balfour Declaration. They didn't even know who Yoav Galan is. And they're over here sitting there supporting a genocidal state that's literally responsible for the death of 100,000 plus people. Right? and they try to obfuscate from the truth, and they get angry, and they, I'm Israel high, and it's like, oh, well, all you're doing is like kind of proving the stereotypes right, and this is why the international community condemns your country. That's why they condemn your prime minister. This is why no one respects the West Bank and the settlements. Everyone knows that they're illegal, and quite frankly, if it wasn't for the United States, they'd be gone within a couple of days. And I'm tired of supporting a genocidal state, and I'm tired of funding it. I'm tired of supporting it. I'm tired of saying that that they're our greatest ally when they're not. Some idiot on the side literally was like, America first, yeah, and I'm like, yeah, America first and America only. And his dumbass said, he said, Israel and America are the same thing, and that's what really fucking annoyed me because I was like in my head, like, no, they're not. No, they're not. Don't ever fucking try to tarnish the legacy of this country, which you guys are trying to fucking do right now, by saying they're the same thing. And it's that entitlement as to why we're having the problems that we're having right now, right? These fucking dual citizen scumbags that are IDF soldiers on the side saying, I was there for October 7th. These fucking soldiers that literally kill people, right? Kill innocent people, by the way, and oppress innocent people. They come in the United States and they think that they're entitled to our protection. They're entitled to our money, our tax dollars. And this fucking dumbass literally had the nerve to say, it's the same thing. And I was like, no, it's not the fucking same thing. It's not the same thing. But that's how Israelis think. They think that it's their land, it was promised them by God, they can kill a bunch of Palestinians, the only life that matters is Israeli life, nobody else, and quite frankly, they don't give a fuck. Right? So, this is a serious problem. It is a serious problem, and I'm glad that a lot of people are stepping up and talking about it, right? And, bringing this to the attention. But guys, to answer your question about the red laser or whatever, it is what it is. If I die, I die. Fuck it. You know what I mean? If you're not willing to stand for anything, you'll fall for anything. So if they die, all they'll do is prove me right even more. And then you guys can go ahead and pick up the fucking, pick up the sword and continue the fight. Right? Anyway, where are we at here? We got the video, right?
You sent me a clip?
Because apparently the laser is going viral. And it's funny too, because like after everything happened, they just like they started dancing, which makes it even funnier.
I don't know if I want to say it on air or not.
That's fine. Hey, we don't got to say it right now. Yeah, we can talk about that later. You figured out who it was? Yeah. Okay. All right. Mo just told me it was a black little kid that was flashing the laser. So not too crazy, guys. Well, they want me gone too now that I think about it.
Nah, the nigga just wanted candy.
He just wanted candy. He
He just wanted to sell his candy.
He just wanted
You
to
wanna
sell
sell candy?
Yeah.
He just wanted the candy sellers.
Okay.
That's
Wait,
all.
there's kids that sell candy in the corner there. They want to get attention on this.
I was worried if I was gonna burst the bubble or the
Nah, it's
the
all good.
chat's
Nah,
bubble.
the truth is the truth, bro.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys. So you got nothing to worry about. It wasn't Zionist snipers at the top of the fucking synagogue. So,
At the
but
top
again,
of the synagogue is crazy.
regardless, like you got to be fearless no matter what. Right? I didn't know that
top of
until
the
Mo just told me just now.
Yeah.
So whatever. Yeah, I don't give a shit. Okay, so let's go ahead and play this clip here. This shit is fucking crazy. It's on Twitter. You go to Wiring Gains X. I think he clipped it. And if you guys aren't following him, go make sure to follow. I think I have it on my page too, actually.
All right.
Fair use.
Is it really?
I think it was like a 6-minute clip. Let me see here.
I always say that when we react to our own videos. I say fair
Listen, you're doing it in front of a fucking synagogue. That wasn't the smartest idea, no?
Look at Mo.
Oh, maybe go in front of... Listen, you're doing it in front of a fucking synagogue. That wasn't the smartest...
This is kind of funny. So when he said this, right? I'll be honest, well, I already knew that the synagogue was around the corner or whatever, but I didn't realize like they had just come out of prayer or whatever. Like
I didn't know that
I didn't know
either.
that either. And it was a bunch of them. It was like 15 of them, chat. The intention obviously wasn't to even go there. Let's actually pull up the full video real quick. And have that clip saved, but pull up the full video. Because let's start with like how this started.
This one right here. I don't even know which one I'm looking at.
You can pull it up on my channel.
I think if a group of people come into someone else's land and rape and torture and burn, they have a right to defend themselves.
Okay.
I also understand the other side.
So pause.
So killing 100,000
I-
plus.
So let's go back to the beginning here, because the guy came in kind of like a pussy. Let's be honest here. He comes in and he asks me about the Houthis, and I'm like, okay, this is like kind of an auxiliary, component to this conflict. They're not even the main people, but let's go ahead and play it here real quick from the beginning when he comes up. 'Cause
I think if
on the Houthis, this guy. Go ahead.
I think if a group of people come into someone
No,
else's
you
land
gotta
and
go
rape
back
and torture and
further
burn,
There's no clip with that.
No. I said pull up the main video.
Oh, hold on.
The full video. Because, yeah, you're not going to get the... And, guys, we're probably going to migrate all you guys over to Fresh and Fit here. We'll go for a little bit on Mario Games X and everything else like that, but we're going to migrate everybody over to Fresh and Fit here soon. I know we got a bunch of you guys in here in the space as well listening. Right now, I'm not bringing up speakers. I see there's a bunch of you guys in here listening. But you should watch the stream, honestly. You can listen if you want, but I think watching the stream is way better. But whatever you guys decide. We got it? We do it live, ninjas. We do it live. But anyway, yeah, so while Bills pulls that up, it's on both Fresh and Fit and my channel, whatever you want to pull it from. The timestamps are on YouTube.
Make sure you guys like the video and hit the and you phone Rumble. Make sure you subscribe.
Yep.
Or give subscriptions to other brokies.
Yep. If you're a brokey watching on Fresh and Fit, type in I'm a brokey. Give the subs on Fresh and Fit. Let's get to 7,500. And we'll put a timer here in a little bit as well.
We might see the sun with it.
Yeah.
I'm not fucking leaving. The show goes on. This is my home. They're gonna need a fucking wrecking ball to take me out of here.
Well, guys, if you already got a sub, then saying I'm a brokey won't work. Well, it's only for people that are brokies, that don't have a sub. All right, let's, okay, so we got the video here. And just so you guys are wondering, we set this up on the corner in Brickell, obviously a very popular corner on Miami Avenue. I can't hear anything, Bills.
Yeah, I got it muted because I'm waiting for him to pull up.
free Pooh Shiesty.
All right. That's what you wanted
This
me to
nigga, bro.
That's what you wanted me to
Yeah, it's all
You
good.
said that we could get into international talk, right?
Sure.
So I've listened to your talk about Israel and Zionism and whatnot, but I want to take a different angle.
Sure.
You're Yemeni background, right?
No, my family's from Sudan.
From Sudan?
Yeah.
Okay. Question is, what do you think about the Houthis looking outside in and how they're affecting the war? Because I've listened to your stance on Israel.
Yeah.
And
Clearly he
Zionism.
doesn't. Sure.
So,
So
we don't
I'm
need
not
we don't
Yemeni.
need to get into that, but how they're acting in
Shout out
response
to
to
Desert
it,
Joe.
being a proxy of Iran and doing what they're doing and affecting world trade and XYZ. Do you agree or disagree with what's
10
happening?
gift the subs.
Do I agree or disagree with what they're doing?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think it matters if I agree or disagree, but I understand.
No, but I want to hear, you have like an opinion on a lot of different matters. So what's your opinion
Yeah,
on that?
my thing is I simply understand why they're doing what they're doing, right?
Do you?
Yes.
Okay, can you elaborate?
On why they're doing what they're doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they're trying to create an enormous amount of pressure on Israel economically.
But it's not working, right?
Well, it was working for a long time.
Is it
That's
work-
why we had to intervene. It was working, yes.
It's not working.
When they were boarding the ships and they were sending the rockets in,
Yeah,
it was-
but you're bombing ships that are affecting trade,
they weren't bombing ships.
attacking ships. They're sending
were-
missiles
they-
to ships that are going through
Yeah,
their ports.
they were stealing ships. Yep, they were pirating ships and obviously affecting
World
international
trade,
trade.
world-
World trade. But that was creating quite a bit of problems for Israel financially. They were boarding ships that had
Not
financial
for
interests
Israel,
with
for the
Israel.
world.
I'm sorry?
It's for the world.
Of course, but it hurt Israel the most.
How
That's
so?
why it's to shut down one of their ports, actually, as a matter of
How
fact.
so?
It literally hurt.
How did
Israel's
it,
not
how
doing
did
that
it hurt
great
Israel the
economically
most?
right now.
No, you said any topic goes. You said Israel goes.
Yeah.
So
I'm
how
telling
did it
you,
affect
They're not
Israel?
doing. They're
So,
not doing
pause.
well economically right now.
So-
Who's not?
You guys can see here how like he's like trying to deflect and everything else. First, it's what's your opinion? Well, my opinion is kind of irrelevant, right? Like, I understand the strategy, right? So you guys got to understand that warfare has evolved from just guns and killing each other to economic warfare too. Okay, it's actually the big reason why we're not attacking Iran is because there's economic warfare that could be waged as well. So, what the Houthis are doing is they're creating They're creating an enormous amount of pressure, right, on Israel by attacking ships that have Israel interest, okay? And these ships that have Israel interest are the ones that are being targeted by the Houthis. Now, again, I'm not here to tell you guys I agree with it or I disagree with it. What I'm here to tell you guys is I understand why they're doing what they're doing. They're doing it to bankrupt Israel and make them feel the pain economically for what they're doing in Gaza. then Lebanon is shooting rockets into northern Israel. So the proxies are basically making where it's like, look, you want to go ahead and conduct this genocide, then we're going to make it very painful for you to move ships. We're going to make it very painful for you to have your civilians evacuate northern Israel. If you're going to go ahead and continue to do what you're doing, we're going to make it painful for you, not just both militarily, but we're going to make it hurt economically. And what I was trying to explain to this guy, because he doesn't understand whatsoever how warfare is done in the modern day age, is that a shipping port in Israel was literally shut down because of the Houthis attacking it. Okay? Like, economic warfare is real. Here's another thing also that a lot of people don't know. So the Houthis back in 2019 attacked 2 different oil areas in Saudi Arabia. You know what happened? They had to shut that shit down, and they lost billions of dollars just for being down a few days. Okay? So economic warfare is absolutely one of the ways and strategies that lesser equipped militaries or militias employ to attack bigger and stronger adversaries. The reason why we don't attack Iran the way that we want to, because trust me, we want to do the attack alongside Israel, is because Trump is intelligent enough to understand that it's going to have serious economic ramifications on us. Okay? What are those ramifications? Well, they're going to shut down the Strait of Hormuz. They're going to attack oil reserves all across the Gulf. They're going to attack military bases. And though the United States will win in an actual all-out war, it's going to cost us a lot. So it comes down to the concept of, is the juice worth the squeeze? And Iran's job is to make sure that the juice is not worth the squeeze, despite the fact that the United States can squeeze the juice out. Okay? Same exact concept when it came to the Houthis. So the Houthis were causing a lot of problems for Israel boarding these ships and pirating them. Now, like I said before, I don't have to agree or disagree, but what I am saying is that I understand that that is really the only strategy afforded to them, because they have to hit Israel where it hurts, which is where? Their pockets. Okay? So that's what I was trying to explain to this fucking guy, and he didn't get it. But let's keep going on.
Israel.
It's not because of the Houthis. It's because
that's a
it's
component.
because their workers had to go to reserve service and other things like that.
Let me.
Obviously,
do you want me to?
Tourism is down because people are scared to go there.
For sure. So
right?
their economy is hurting.
Right.
That
but
is
is that
precisely why they're doing what they're
Houthis?
doing. I'm not here to tell you that it's right or wrong. I'm just simply
I want
telling
to
you
know
what they're doing.
Your opinion, though, because you have an opinion on a lot of things.
This is a fact.
You have opinion on women. You have opinion on a lot of things, right? So
Okay.
what's your opinion in there?
Again.
You have opinion on Zionists. You have opinion on Jews. You have
Yes,
opinion
Israel's
on Netanyahu.
problematic country.
Okay, so what's your opinion on
Yes.
the Houthis?
Again, I just told you.
Do you agree or
They-
disagree?
I understand.
Do you agree or disagree with what they're doing?
I understand.
See, and this
Don't
is
be
have to
political
agree or
about it. I mean,
See, this is them trying to force some kind of strange dichotomy to virtue signal from. Like, bro, I don't have to agree or disagree. I understand that, like, war is war, and I understand that they're looking at it like, yo, you guys are committing a fucking genocide. So they're like, yo, let's fuck them up financially so they can't keep doing the genocide. And this is where Israelis are so goddamn stupid. They don't have the wherewithal to understand why they do the things that they do. Or you know what? I think they do know. It's just that they want to be able to sit there and say, you're an anti-Semite. You're an anti-Semite because you don't want to take a stance on this. I don't have to take a stance on it. I'm saying we know, or I know, why they're doing what they're doing. And I think anyone that has half a brain understands why the Houthis are doing what they're doing. I think anyone that has any concept of geopolitical affairs understands. But he clearly doesn't. So he's just trying to get an answer out of me for, like, what do you think about that? That's irrelevant. What I think about it is irrelevant. Okay? I simply understand that economic warfare is real. And economic warfare is typically waged by inferior militaries or militias against world powers. That's how it goes. That's the only way that they can even the playing field. They know they can't beat them militarily, so they're going to hit them economically. And the strategy worked because they couldn't do anything against the Houthis until Trump came in and started spending a whole bunch of fucking money, and they can barely make a dent against them. That's why we agreed to a ceasefire with the Houthis, by the way. So clearly, it worked. Trump struck a deal with the Houthis to stop bombing them in exchange for them not attacking ships that have U.S. interests. And guess what? The Houthis are still attacking the Israelis. Economic warfare, man. It worked for them. And this is the ugly side that people don't want to discuss, or they don't want to have these discussions on. Let's keep going.
agree.
Really?
That's really irrelevant. I understand.
You understand?
I understand. Yes.
Okay, we'll leave it at that. Thanks.
Okay. Do you actually have a position, or you just wanted to get my?
On the matter,
Yeah.
I have a position. Yeah.
Yeah. What's your position then?
I think if
Pause.
a group.
Because, as usual, they're cowards. So I knew that he had some type of ulterior motive to try to. The fact that he was trying to get a response, like, well, do I agree with it or not? Like, I already knew. All right, this guy's a fucking Zionist. Clearly, he's trying to sit here and put me in a corner and try to make like a moral argument when this isn't really a moral issue. This is more of a pragmatic issue. Okay. So I kind of wanted to know his stance. I knew what he was going to say. I knew he was going to be a pro-Israel shill. But let's go ahead and see what he has to say here. I hope you guys are ready for some Israeli propaganda.
Group of people come into someone else's land and rape and torture and burn, they have a right to defend themselves.
Okay.
I also understand the other side.
So killing 100,000
I
plus
also-
innocent people is defending yourself?
Listen, when World War II happened, there was a lot of innocent deaths also, so we can't really take that angle. I agree there's innocent deaths. In war, there's innocent deaths. But the easy way, in my opinion, to end it, now that America's involved and you have the world looking at it, is to return the hostages first. And then you open
Netanyahu
dialect.
cares?
Then you open dialect.
Okay, do you think
That's
Netanyahu
my
actually cares?
opinion.
You meant
Okay,
dialogue,
so
but-
here's the thing. Number one, a war is fought between two capable militaries, okay?
Really?
The IDF,
Really?
the IDF is a military, a
Okay.
formalized military that
Okay.
gets supported by us,
All right.
okay? And they're killing
Hamas is supported by Iran. They had like endless amount
Yeah,
of rockets, endless
they're-
amount of ammunition
they're a ragtag militia.
that can go in
that
and one
doesn't-
day and kill over 1,000 people. That's a lot of
well,
deaths, bro.
here's the thing. So let's talk facts, right?
Sure.
Because you're putting a lot of Israeli propaganda out there. So let's
No,
kinda go
I'm not.
through
I'm
this.
not speaking propaganda.
Let's go through
I
this.
just wanted your
Let's-
opinion on the Houthis,
No,
and you want to
let's
turn
go,
it to
let's
Israel.
go through this.
Sure.
So, do you think Netanyahu actually wants the hostages back? Does he care?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
But there
think so.
are political motives. I agree with you. But
Sure.
yeah, he wants the hostages back.
Are you aware of the fact that on October 10th, a deal was put in place to get all the hostages back in return for them not invading Gaza?
If you can't put the deal in front of me so we can look at it together, then it doesn't matter.
No.
It's irrelevant.
See, here's the thing. And this is
because
what
because
many-
there's been over 300 deals that have been put in front of both parties.
I'm telling you, on or about October 10th, this was reported by Israeli media, Haaretz.
Okay.
Okay. And this is what a lot of Israelis don't know and Zionists don't know. There was a deal put. Yeah, okay. So a deal was put forward
Okay.
saying, hey, look, we will go ahead and give all the hostages back in exchange that you do not blow up and attack and invade Gaza. And what did Netanyahu do? He refused. Now, here's the other thing.
Bro.
You mentioned that they killed, what, 2,000? Or 1,300? No, this is true.
Whatever
it's
the-
true.
whatever
See,
the-
now, you want
okay,
to know how
pause.
I know it's true? No. Here's the
pause.
other thing, too. Here's the reason why.
What happened?
His mouse was glitching.
Okay, are we still up on the space and stuff? Yeah. All right, so now at this point, guys, right? You might not be able to see it on camera, but then the hecklers started to come. As this guy was like having this discussion, there was like 3 or 4 of them on the side. These fat Israelis on the side, or Zionists. They're on the side starting to heckle, saying that's not true, that's not true. But the reality is, a lot of these people are too stupid to realize that it actually is true. Someone came out, and I'll actually pull up the article real quick for you guys. Let me find it. Long story short. Someone who represented the families, right, went to the Israeli government and said, yo, and he was aware of the fact that Hamas had put a deal forward to return the hostages in exchange for them not entering Gaza. And Netanyahu refused. Now, I know a lot of Zionists might say, well, you can't, make deals with these terrorists or blah, 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 whatever. But the reality is simply this. Netanyahu had an opportunity to get the hostages back, but he chose not to. Instead, he decided to attack Gaza and then wage a war all across the Middle East, right? So, and also I think it's important for people to understand that Netanyahu was in the middle of a corruption trial at the time. So which one is it? Is it that, what's more probable? What's more probable? That Netanyahu wants the hostages back, but he did everything in his power to not really get them back immediately, right? And then go through the route of attacking Gaza, which could potentially kill them and start a blockade, which would starve them, right? Or was it that, well, actually, the other option is simply, did he just wanted to wage a war across the Middle East and then get himself, pretty much avoiding accountability from the Israeli courts? Like, he had too much to gain. The point I'm trying to make here is, let me simplify this. He had too much to gain by going to war, okay? By going to war, he avoided jail time, avoided the trial, avoided accountability for any of these criminal activities, and he was able to wage a war against all of his enemies, which he's been trying to do forever, and it gave him an excuse to attack and take over Gaza like they're currently doing now. So there were far more pros to letting the hostages stay there and waging a war than getting them back. Because if you got the hostages back, guess what? Now he can't go ahead and wage a war on 6 different fronts. Now he can't go ahead and indiscriminately bomb Gaza. Now he can't go ahead and authorize the execution of the Pedro event, right? So he had far more to gain, okay, by going to war and not getting the hostages back than by getting the hostages back. If he gets the hostages back, no more leverage. Can't declare war the way that he wanted. And he's got to go back to trial. And this is the ugly part that the Zionists will never admit to you guys. Netanyahu simply had far too much to gain by going to war than by simply getting the hostages back on October 10th. That's why he didn't do the deal. That's why he didn't do it. What's more probable? That's what it comes down to. Human beings are human beings. Self-interest and self-preservation. Avoid jail. Get to go to war. Get to create the Greater Israel Project. I'm able to escalate action on the West Bank without really, with almost impunity, because everyone's so focused on Gaza, they're not looking at the West Bank. I can attack Hezbollah. I can bomb them now, finally. I can launch missiles into Iran. I can assassinate Ismail Haniyeh. I can assassinate Hassan Nasrallah. I can attack the Houthis. Yeah, of course he's not going to fucking want the hostages back. The hostages are what's letting him do what he's doing. And that's the part that these Israelis don't want to fucking admit, man. There's too much to gain by going to war, chat. And the hostages are the excuse. They are the pawns in the middle of the situation. So, of course he's not going to know that there was a deal struck by a representative of all the families that wanted their hostages back. Of course he doesn't want to admit that, or he doesn't know that Hamas was willing to give them back. Of course not. That got swept under the rug. This was reported by Haaretz. Israeli media, by the way. I'll try to see if I can find the article for you guys. All right, let's go back to the clip.
That's true. That comes from Israeli media. That comes from Israeli media, by the way. Your own country put it out. That comes from your own media. Now, here's the other thing as well that's interesting.
Yeah.
You said that thousands were killed, right?
Correct.
Okay. Are you aware that the Hannibal Directive was activated on that day?
What's the Hannibal Directive?
I'd be happy to
Pause.
explain.
Sure.
The Hannibal Directive.
So, first he's wrong on the hostages and the negotiations that were taking place. He didn't even know about that. Now he doesn't even know what the Hannibal Directive is. And the reason why I'm bringing up the Hannibal Directive is because he mentioned that we had, 1,000+ people that were killed by Hamas? Can we go back to that part where he says that at the beginning of his argument real quick? I want to make sure I have it perfect.
They're a ragtag militia.
That can go in
That
and one
doesn't-
day and kill over 1,000 people. That's a lot of deaths, bro.
Here's
No,
the thing.
from the beginning.
So let's talk facts.
And doing what they're doing and affecting world trade and XYZ. Do you agree or disagree with what's happening?
Do I agree or disagree with what they're doing?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think it matters if I agree or disagree, but I understand.
No, but I want to hear you have like an opinion on a lot of different matters. So what's your opinion
Yeah,
on that?
my thing is I simply understand why they're doing what they're doing, right?
Do you?
Yes.
Okay, can you elaborate?
On why they're doing what they're doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they're trying to create an enormous amount of pressure on Israel economically.
But it's not working, right?
Well, it was working for a long time.
Is it
That's
work-
why we had to intervene. It was working, yes.
It's not working.
When they were boarding the ships and they were sending the rockets in,
Yeah,
it was-
but you're bombing ships that are affecting trade,
they weren't bombing ships.
attacking ships. They're sending
were-
missiles
they-
to ships that are going through
Yeah,
their ports.
they were stealing ships. Yep, they were pirating ships and obviously affecting
World
international
trade-
trade.
world-
World trade. But that was creating quite a bit of problems for Israel financially. They were boarding ships that had financial
Not for
interests
Israel,
with
for the
Israel.
world.
I'm sorry?
It's for the world.
Of course, but it hurt Israel the most.
How
That's
so?
why it's to shut down one of their ports, actually, as a matter of
How
fact.
so?
It literally hurt.
How did
Israel's
it,
not
how
doing
did
that
it hurt
great
Israel the
economically
most?
right now.
No, you said any topic goes. You said Israel goes.
Yeah. I'm
So
I'm
how
telling
did it
you,
affect
they're not
Israel?
They're not doing well economically right now.
Who's not?
Israel.
It's not because of the Houthis. It's because
Well, that's a
it's
component.
because their workers had to go to reserve service and other
Okay,
things like
so let me.
obviously,
so do you want me to?
tourism is down because people are scared to go there.
For sure. So
right?
their economy is hurting.
Right.
That
but
is
is
precisely
it
why
because of
they're
the
doing what they're
Houthis?
doing. I'm not here to tell you that it's right or wrong. I'm just
No,
simply
I
telling
want to
you
know
what they're doing.
Your opinion, though, because you have an opinion on a lot of things.
This is a fact.
You have opinion on women. You have opinion on a lot of things, right? So
Okay.
what's your opinion in there?
Again,
you have
I'm
opinion
putting
on
in Miami
Zionists. You have opinion
takeover.
on Jews. You have
Yes,
opinion
Israel is a
on Netanyahu.
problematic country.
Okay, so what's your opinion on
Yes.
the Houthis?
Again, I just told you.
Do you agree or
They-
disagree?
I understand.
Do you agree or disagree with what they're doing?
I understand.
Don't be
I don't have to
political
agree
about
or
it. I mean,
disagree.
really?
That's really irrelevant. I understand.
You understand?
I understand. Yes.
Okay, we'll leave it at that. Thanks.
Okay. Do you actually have a position, or
All right, let's
just
hear his
wanted to get
position one
my-
more time.
On the matter,
yeah,
I have a position. Yeah.
yeah? What's your position then?
I think if a group of people come into someone else's land and rape and torture and burn, they have a right to defend themselves.
Okay.
I also understand the other side.
So killing 100,000
I
plus
also-
innocent people is defending yourself?
Listen, when World War II happened, there was a lot of innocent deaths also, so we can't really take that angle. I agree there's innocent deaths. In war, there's innocent deaths. But the easy way, in my opinion, to end it, now that America's involved and you have the world looking at it, is to return the hostages first. And then
Do
you
you-
open
do you
then
think
you open
Netanyahu
dialect.
cares?
Then you open dialect.
Okay, do you think
That's
Netanyahu
my
actually cares?
opinion.
Okay. So here's the thing. Number one, a war is fought between two capable militaries.
All right, so
okay?
pause real quick.
The IDF.
Really?
The IDF is a military.
All right, he didn't say kill, whatever, but he inferred it by raping and torturing. We all know what he means by that, right? He's talking about like, oh yeah, they did deplorable things, they killed people. Pull up real quick, because this goes back to what I asked him. Do you think Netanyahu cares about the hostages? So I have this. This comes from the Times of Israel. Sorry, guys, not Haaretz. I always get confused. But another, Israeli establishment media source. Right. Can you make it big on my end, please? So, no doubt Netanyahu preventing hostage deal charges ex-spokesman of families forum. So this guy was representing the families, right? And he knew what was going on because he was the one speaking to the Israeli government on behalf of the families. So scroll down a bit. Some more. Keep going. Okay, keep going. Yep, keep going. And then, all right, scroll up a bit. All right, so it's going to be the second paragraph. We later found out that Hamas had offered on October 9th or October 10th to release all the civilian hostages in exchange for the IDF not entering the Strip. But the government rejected the offer. This is all facts. This is no cap. All right? It's right there. Israeli media. This is a spokesperson that represented the families. He was the one that was talking between the representing the families and talking to the Israeli government. Okay? They found out that they had a deal on the table and they did not take it. Why? Because I told you guys before, there's too much benefit to going to war than to getting the hostages back. He needs the hostages there as hostages so he can justify invading the Strip. What more proof do you fucking need, man? What more do you need? And this comes from their media. This isn't Al Jazeera. This isn't a fucking, Times of Egypt or Times of Morocco. This is the Times of Israel. This is their fucking media. Okay? And this comes from someone who's a disgruntled family member that wanted the hostages back and said, bro, let's get them back. But Netanyahu doesn't give a fuck about getting the hostages back. Neither does the Israeli government. Then I went on to explain that not only does Netanyahu not give a fuck about the hostages, the Hannibal Directive was activated on that day. Let's go ahead and show some more facts right here because I got the video as well, which I will show you guys because I can back up what I say. Obviously, in the debate atmosphere, it's hard to do because, I can't pull out my phone and just be like, oh yeah, listen to this. But here's an 8-second clip right here, which I will drop to Bills. And we'll show this as well. And this is why Zionists get angry. Because they don't got facts on their side. I do. Okay, pause. Just so for the Americans that are not familiar, this guy Yoav Galan think of him as like the Pete Hegseth of Israel. Or he was back then. Okay? He was like the defense minister. Ran the IDF, ran the military. Okay? So this is in Hebrew, because this was done in Israel, by the way. which adds even more credence to it because it was done in Israel, in Hebrew, on Israeli television, and they don't even care admitting this on public television. So what does that say here? They ask, was the order given to, I can't see that, Bills. What does that say? Say it on the mic so they can hear you.
Oh, was the order used to? Hold on, 1 second, nigga. I got you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Was the order given to use Hannibal Directive?
Yep. So the interviewers are asking him this, right? Listen to his response. Pause. I think tactically in some places it was. Continue. In other places it was not. And that is a problem. One more time for you motherfuckers. Let's go this one more time. Okay? I hate being right all the goddamn time. But let's talk facts that the Zionists don't even fucking know because they're idiots. They don't even know what the Hannibal Directive is. Let's go ahead and play it one more time. All right. Was the order given to use a Hannibal Directive? I think tactically in some places it was. That's him. In other places it was not. And that is a problem. So he's saying, yo, it was used. But we should have used it. It wasn't used in some other place, and that's a problem. Why? Because they ended up getting hostages. And again, you guys want to know why the Hannibal Directive is such a popular methodology? No worries. I'll tell you guys right now. Go to Google real quick and type in Gilad Shalit, I think is the guy's name. Okay, Gilad.
Come on, Byron. You're not making it easy for me, bro.
Just pull up the Google.
Bless you.
Just pull up Google.
Go what?
Gillette Shalit.
Who?
Yeah, I think it's Gilad Shalit or Shalit Gilad. One other thing, and then just type in IDF. It's gonna come up.
What's the first 3 letters?
See, it's type in Galid, and then Shalit Shalit. I think. There we go. Gilad Shalit. Okay, whatever. Same thing. Click the Wikipedia. This is a big reason why they employ the fucking Hannibal Directive. So this guy was captured on June 25th, 2006. Captured by Palestinian militants in a cross-border raid via tunnels, okay? Scroll down. The thing you guys need to know is that this guy was eventually exchanged back in 2011. But you know what they had to do to get him back? They had to turn over 1,000 plus Palestinians. Scroll down a little bit. Scroll down. 1,027 Palestinian prisoners were released. Second to last. You see that paragraph? Second to last paragraph? Scroll up a bit. It's right there. I don't know if you can see it. In exchange.
Oh, in exchange right here?
Right there. 1,027 Palestinian prisoners were released, some of whom were convicted of multiple murders and carrying out attacks against Israeli civilians. By the way, just so you guys know, Yahya Sinwar was released. The head of Hamas, the head of the military wing of Hamas that they killed last year.
Yeah.
He was released in this this exchange. So now you guys know why they don't want to allow Israelis to be captured, because it puts them in a very difficult diplomatic situation where now they have to do hostage negotiations, and for every one Israeli, they're turning over hundreds of Palestinians, or in this case, 1,000. So this is why they activate the Hannibal Directive. Now, some of you guys might say, Byron, what's the Hannibal Directive? Let's go back a little bit. Can you type in Hannibal Directive on Wikipedia there?
Type in Hannibal Directive.
Hannibal Directive, yep.
Can I do it on Wikipedia? All right, hold on.
See, these Zionists, they can't win. Like, you can't, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. The Hannibal Directive, also translated Hannibal Procedure or Hannibal Protocol, is the name of a controversial procedure used by Israeli defense forces to prevent the capture of Israeli soldiers by enemy forces. Now they try to say, that's Israeli soldiers, not citizens. Well, guess what, dumbass? Almost every citizen is effectively a fucking soldier, dumbass. Because in Israel, military service is what? Mandatory. So, yeah, they can sit there and say, it's only for soldiers, not for civilians. Almost every civilian is a soldier by definition, almost. Damn near. Whether they're active or not. But everyone is a soldier, guys. You have to serve in the IDF to be an Israeli. Ta-da! So when they sit there and try to obfuscate from the truth and deflect and say, well, that's not true because that's their argument that they try to have on me, where it's not true. But here it is. I got proof. I got the article showing that they could have had the hostages back on the 10th. I got the fucking proof that the Hannibal Directive is real. And I got the fucking lead guy of their military, the Minister of Defense, or Defense Minister, whatever the fuck you want to call it, Yoav Gallant, that was in charge on October 7th, admitting that the Hannibal Directive was activated on that day, okay? And Israelis were killed by their own. So when they sit there and they say Hamas slaughtered 1,000 or 2,000 plus Israelis, let me tell you guys this. Your counter is simply this every single time. You tell them, really? That's not true because the Hannibal Directive was activated that day. We don't know how many people Hamas killed that day. We don't know how many people the IDF killed that day. Nobody knows. But what we do know is we know that tanks shot into kibbutzes, and we know that Apache helicopters shot at fucking ravegoers because they weren't able to tell the difference between Hamas and innocent Israelis. There you fucking go. That's the secret. And that's what these idiots didn't want me to tell them because, quite frankly, the truth hurts. The truth hurts. This Israeli government that you guys defend all the time doesn't give a fuck about you. They kill their own people because they would rather kill Israelis than allow them to be used as political pawns as we're doing now. So what Netanyahu did was he got smart. He said, you know what? Fuck it. Keep them. I'm going to use this and ride it till the wheels fall off, and I'm going to use it to go to fucking war. So he actually used it to his benefit, intelligently enough. Because they've already had to release hundreds of Palestinians during the course of this situation. I think they released something like 33 at one point, and then they had to release like 500 to 1,000 Palestinians in exchange for those 33. So yeah, the Hannibal Directive is absolutely real. Okay? All right, let's keep playing the clip. And he doesn't even know about it, this guy.
By us.
All right.
Okay. And they're killing
Hamas is supported by Iran. They had like endless amount of rockets, endless amount of ammunition.
They're a ragtag militia
that can go in
that
and one day and kill over 1,000 people. That's a lot of deaths. Bro.
Here's the thing. So let's talk facts, right?
Sure.
Because you're putting a lot of Israeli propaganda out there. So let's
no,
kind of go
I'm not speaking propaganda.
Let's go through this.
I just wanted your opinion on the Houthis.
No,
and you want to turn it to
let's
Israel.
go through this.
Sure.
So, do you think Netanyahu actually wants the hostages back? Does he care?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
But there are political motives. I agree with you. But
sure.
Yeah, he wants the hostages back.
Are you aware of the fact that on October 10th, a deal was put in place to get all the hostages back in return for them not invading Gaza?
If you can't put the deal in front of me so we can look at it together, then it doesn't matter. No. It's irrelevant.
See, here's the thing. And
because there's been over 300 deals that have been put in front of both parties.
I'm telling you, on or about October 10th, this was reported by Israeli media, Haaretz.
Okay.
Okay. And this is what a lot of Israelis don't know and Zionists don't know. There was a deal put. Yeah, okay. So a deal was put forward saying, hey, look, we will go ahead and give all the hostages back in exchange that you do not blow up and attack and invade Gaza. And what did Netanyahu do? He refused. Now, here's
I showed you guys the proof.
You mentioned that they killed what, 2,000?
I showed you guys the proof.
Or 1,300. No, this is true.
Whatever
it's true.
Someone else in and this is my, so obviously it was Times of Israel, my bad, at those Haaretz. Same thing though, it's a left-wing leaning Israel publication / media. But somebody on the side had said, oh, they killed thousands. So I thought it was him that said it, but it was someone else. Because there was hecklers everywhere, chat. Niggas were yelling on the side and shit like that. They killed thousands, some shit like that. You guys are funny, bro. Who made this AI shit?
Castle Club.
Castle Club made that? All right, let's.
All right, I'm gonna take it off.
We don't condone violence, chat.
Yeah, we do not condone.
We don't condone violence, chat.
Yeah, be better. Chat.
You niggas are crazy with the fucking AI shit, but yo, we don't condone violence. We beat them with we got the truth on our side, chat. We don't need violence. We don't need to do that. We don't need that. All right, let's keep going.
You want to know how I know it's true? No. Here's the other thing too. Here's the reason why that's true. That comes from Israeli media. That comes from Israeli media, by the way. Your own country put it out. That comes from your own media. Now, here's the other thing as well that's interesting.
Yeah.
You said that thousands were killed, right?
Correct.
Okay. Are you aware that the Hannibal Directive was activated on that day?
What's the Hannibal Directive?
Sure. I'd be happy to explain.
Sure.
The Hannibal Directive is a directive where Israeli military basically kills their own civilians to ensure... Hold on. See, now they don't like the facts. They don't like the facts.
Yeah, so pull it up.
They don't like the facts.
Pull it up.
Okay.
Pull it up.
Hold on. I'll pull it up.
Pull it up.
I'll pull it up.
Guys are idiots, man.
Pull it up.
These dudes are
documentation
retards.
beats
and then
conversation.
This guy comes on.
Pull it up.
Anybody can say shit. Facts versus theory.
Pull it up, yeah.
And I love how this guy came in so confidently.
Sit down.
Came in so confidently as if like as if the fucking the Hannibal Directive isn't real, or that on October 10th they could have got all their people back. Like he comes in so fucking confidently. This is the stupidity of a lot of these guys. The problem with a lot of these Zionists as well, guys, is they fall for the Zionist propaganda. They don't even look at the truth. This is all this comes from their fucking media. This is Times of Israel. This is their defense minister admitting this shit. The Hannibal Directive is real. They even looked it up on there. And they said, oh yeah, it looks, oh shit, oh my God, killers, but it's only for killing soldiers. No, dude, you killed their own citizens too, retard? Because every citizen is effectively a soldier. Holy shit. Mandatory military service in Israel, by the way. That's why half their military is women. It's forced. 2-year service, bare minimum. I know more about their country than they know. That's what's crazy to me. These fucking idiots don't even understand Hebrew. They're ever trying to argue with me. All right, let's keep going. Let's talk facts. Bro. And it's funny because they looked it up later and they read it out loud and proved me right. Oh, man. All right, let's keep running the clip.
All sit down, have documents, proven documents with information, and then you could discuss and debate. He said, she said, my great grandma said it's all opinions. You can shove it up someone's ass.
Who speaks Hebrew here?
Converted, ChatGPT. You can translate it.
No. I'm gonna play
It takes a millisecond.
In that video that I had is what I showed was
I
going to
don't
show.
speak Hebrew. I don't understand Hebrew.
you don't?
Why is it my language? Just because I like Israel. It's not my language.
I have a video right
I'm
here.
American.
I have a video
There's
right here.
American hostages
Oh,
there.
see,
And
that's
you're
the
American.
problem.
You're sitting here and
That's
you're
the
okay with
problem.
it. It's crazy.
So here's it. No. I never said I was okay with it.
Pause. Actually, there is no
I'm sa-
American hostages anymore. We got them back. Thanks to Donald Trump, because Netanyahu doesn't give a fuck about his people. So we had to actually intervene and strike a deal with Hamas to get the fucking guy back. So that's actually wrong. That's actually wrong. I was so busy trying to get the fucking video that I didn't even realize that he said that stupid fucking lie. There's no Americans there anymore. Let's go ahead.
Should the hostages be released?
Yes. Here's
And
the thing.
honestly,
The
pause real
hostages.
quick. That guy that they released was the IDF soldier, FYI. Hamas could have killed him and been totally, fair in this situation. He's considered an enemy combatant when it comes to international law. They could have totally killed him, but they didn't. They had kept him as a hostage and they released him. And the Trump administration negotiated that, not fucking Benjamin Netanyahu, because Netanyahu, I'm telling y'all, doesn't give a fuck about the hostages. He never did. And Israelis are too stupid to realize that. Well, Israel's like this guy, Americanized Israelis that don't even fucking understand. This guy doesn't even know what's going on. Doesn't know what the Hannibal Directive is. I can't even engage with this guy in a fucking debate. And then all the other idiots didn't know either, which is crazy to me. But let's keep going.
Should the hostages be released?
Absolutely.
Okay, so we agree. Finally, we can agree. That's
No,
it.
but here's the problem, right? The issue is that Israelis simply don't value Palestinian
And that's a fact.
life.
They don't.
That's
Hold on a second.
They don't.
That's not
You guys
true.
don't.
Jews
Because
and
you guys have killed
Palestinians
100,000
live in
plus. 100,000 plus.
There's Jewish
We know
Palestinians.
50,000 that have been identified. That we know that there's a bunch in the rubble that are missing.
That's not true,
Now,
bro.
here's the other thing as well.
Let's
go back to the Hannibal
no
Directive.
army will go there
Let's
and
go
drop
back.
leaflets saying, "Hey,
Let's go
we're
back.
about to come here,"
And they bombed it
and
anyway.
drop a bomb.
And they
Yeah,
bomb it
they should
anyway.
pause. This dude's a retard. They literally would drop the leaflet saying, yo, go here, it's safe, and then bomb that area too. They did that in Rafah multiple times. Oh, go here, evacuate here, this is a safe zone, and they bombed that place too. What is he, like, dude, and that's what I was trying to explain to him, like, bro, they bombed that, it doesn't matter. They bombed the areas that they say are safe. Crazy. So, all right, let me go ahead. There was something I was going to show you guys. Fuck. All right, let's keep going. It'll come back to me.
100,000 plus were killed.
Okay, hold on a second.
Okay.
Even if 100,000 people were killed. Hold on. Even if 100, let's say, let's
We
agree
know.
on 100.
We
Hold on a second,
have.
hold on a second.
Who
Let's have a
cares about
conversation.
Literally data.
If 100,000
And this is funny because they're all are jumbling. Now they're going crazy. Now look, you can see.
100,000
Shut it down.
None.
See, now at this point, what? There's like 10 plus of them there? These idiots on the mic that keep coming in to try to defend this idiot because he can't debate his points. That's why they have to jump in, because clearly he's not competent. They're like, let's talk facts. They don't even know about the Hannibal Directive. They don't know what's going on, these guys. It's incredible. Just one guy. Absolutely embarrassing all of them. Embarrassing all of them. Let's keep going.
Shut it down.
Don't shut it down.
So
It's good.
here's the
It's good.
thing.
This is amazing.
Let me
Listen.
finish my point.
Go ahead, finish.
Right? Because it's interesting that I mentioned the Hannibal Directive. Nobody knew what
Yeah,
it
but
was.
what is it? Pull it up.
I just explained it to you.
Pull it up. Pull it up.
It is.
Pull it up.
I have the video right here.
Play it. Play it. Play it.
Okay,
English.
do you know who
Okay,
Yoav
play it in
Golan
English.
is? Do you know who Yoav Golan is?
Play it in English.
Nope.
Do you know who Yoav Golan is?
Everyone here speaks English.
Nope.
Okay, but the problem is that the interview was done in Hebrew in Israel.
So translate it. Or find a translated
There's
one.
captions right here. You want to look at the
This is
video?
incredible.
Here. Come look at it yourself. Come look at it
What
yourself.
is the purpose of the video so we understand? So I understand what the video's about.
So they interviewed him. See, this is the problem. You guys don't even know. You don't even know. You're here arguing a point that you don't even know. You don't know what the Hannibal Directive is.
I asked you.
Yeah.
I asked you what it is.
I just explained it. I'm telling you, it's when they kill their own civilians to evade them being captured by Palestinian militia groups, to evade hostage negotiations so that they don't have to release 1,000 Palestinians who 1 Israeli like they did with Elijah Lot. Now, with that said, Yoav Gallant, your defense minister, okay, you're basically your secretary of defense, right? Equivalent. He admitted on an interview that the Hannibal Directive was activated on October 7th,
As shown
and
to
it
you
should have
guys.
been activated in other areas. That is why Apache helicopters killed a bunch of the concert goers. That's why we know that they shot tanks into the kibbutzes. They shot tank rounds.
Okay, so here it says the Hannibal
Let me
Directive.
finish.
The Hannibal Directive, also translated as Hannibal Procedure or Hannibal Protocol, is the name of a controversial procedure used by the IDF to prevent the capture of Israeli soldiers by enemy forces. What's wrong with that? Who wants their soldiers captured?
No.
That's what it says here.
They killed civilians as well, is my point.
They don't
On
kill-
October 7th, they
not-
killed
It
civilians.
says they only kill soldiers.
No.
No, to
No, they
prevent-
kill
to
civilians as
prevent
well.
soldiers.
And also,
To prevent soldiers from being captured.
No. They killed civilians.
Look, they're
and
so
also keep
triggered.
in mind
Pause,
that
pause.
there's mandatory military
now,
service in
look.
Israel.
Yeah.
Now you see like 4 of them crowd around the mic. The dumbass in the blue shirt, he's like yelling obscenities. This fucking guy that hasn't slept in months, right? Talking, and this guy's been begging me to come on his fucking show forever, and I just ignore him every single time. I come in and Fresh is doing a fucking the matchmaker shit, and this guy's in the fucking studio. I didn't want him in here, to be honest with y'all, but he's in here, whatever. Fresh set him up, whatever. The fuck guy that with the bags under his eyes, and then the other 2 idiots are there. So 4 of them are there, and then there's like another 5 of them on the right hand side heckling, and they just can't accept the truth. They just can't accept the truth. They can't accept the facts. Getting embarrassed, right? I'm just cooking these boys. This blue shirt motherfucker, you can see him with the yarmulke on his head. I think he came from the synagogue as well. Let's keep, and he's yelling, you're stupid, you don't know what they're talking about. Oy vey. Shut the fuck up, man. Like, I was like, all right, buddy, like, you just, you can get on the mic after the fact, man. All right, hit play real quick.
So,
Yeah.
effectively, they shoot at anyone
but-
that's going to be captured.
On a
now
day-
again,
I got a question for you.
now,
you
with
made
that said-
Hannibal Schmannibal.
Okay, this guy.
Hannibal Schmannibal
Just
now.
wait on line. So
why,
anyway,
why,
hold on.
why are Jews
hold on.
and Palestinians and Arabs all fighting for a small piece of land?
Let's stick to the topic
Arabs
at
have
hand.
so much land, brother.
Let's stick to land. Let's stick to the conversation because first, right? First,
why
you made
fight
the
for a small
accusation
piece of land?
saying,
Why fuck with
bro,
the
bro,
Jews?
Because you stole their land. That's why they're fighting for it.
So
It's not
you gotta
yours.
control yourselves.
Okay,
One person on
I'm
the
just
mic at a
standing
time.
here.
So again, you made the claim
That.
a bunch of hostages were kidnapped, which is true.
Yeah.
And you made the claim that they just need to bring the hostages back. And I told you on or about October 10th.
I said release the hostages.
Yes,
yeah.
agreed.
It's a good
They were
start
willing to release the
communications.
hostages, give them all back in return in exchange for them not invading Gaza and bombing Gaza.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
Hold on.
I
Let
proved
me
it to you
finish my
guys.
point.
Yeah,
Let me
go-
finish my
go
point.
ahead.
Then that's fine. You can say what you want to say.
No, but you.
That's fine.
Pull it
That's
up.
Heckler's on the side.
Anyway, with that said,
Pull it
with
up.
that said, right? Great.
Pull it up.
Anyway, so with that said,
Hecklers.
right? The Hannibal Directive
Yeah.
was activated on that day. And I told you what the
Because
Hannibal Directive is.
Who wants any
Now-
of their soldiers to be captured?
But the point is, the reason
And,
why I
and
made
there's
that
going to be
argument,
innocent lives on both
Let me
sides.
tell you
Who
why I
wants
made
their
that
soldiers to be
argument.
captured?
Because you made the argument saying they killed 1,000 plus Israelis, and I'm saying, well, the IDF
I
killed a
said
lot
they.
of Israelis.
I said they
And
killed.
then on top
wait,
of that,
wait.
and then on top
wait,
of that,
I said they
hold
killed
on, you made that-
1,000
you made the
plus
assertion.
civilians. They weren't all Israelis.
No.
There was people from Thailand that were
Pause.
killed.
Of course.
Muslims
Yes.
that were.
And this is him obfuscating from the main point here. Like, okay, bro, like that's not the focus of the conversation of them all being Israelis. Okay? Like, they killed civilians, whatever. The point is that the argument is simply it wasn't Hamas that killed everybody. The IDF killed a lot of people too. They killed the civilians. But see how he's trying to focus on the minutia instead of the core substance of the argument to kind of delay the ass kicking that's taking place right now? Because it's me versus like 10 of them, and they're just getting embarrassed with facts. Right? And I've shown you guys my receipts. Right? I'm not just over here talking shit. I showed you guys the interview. I showed you guys the Israel Times. I showed you guys the Hannibal Directive. There's no cap in my fucking raps. All right? That's why I be embarrassing these motherfuckers every time I talk to them. Let's keep going.
I understand.
killed.
I understand.
Jews that, no, so keep
I understand.
It.
But
Americans
again,
that were killed.
I understand that,
They
but the point is that
indiscriminately killed.
people were being killed.
Indiscriminately.
People were being killed
Indiscriminately.
by both the IDF
Bro,
and Hamas.
If you go
both
look,
of them.
If you go look at
Both
Gaza,
of them.
you have waterfront land.
Both of them were
They're
being
on
killed.
Beaches.
What's that have to do with-
Okay.
They
He's talking
have
about Gaza
5-star
now.
hotels.
That's not the
No
argument.
one wants to look
That's
at
not
that.
the argument.
On October
Again.
On October
Deflecting.
6th,
This is great.
They were all chilling.
This is great.
On October 6th, they were all
Now it
chilling,
comes to October
living
6th.
their lives. There was no famine, nothing.
Wait in line. Wait in line, buddy.
Oh, look at this fucking idiot.
Wait in line, you're not a mic.
crying.
Everything
Blue
was
shirt.
fine. People had visas
Moron.
to go in and out of Israel to work. Things were fine.
Yep.
What happened? Yasser Arafat, when he died, left his wife with over $1 billion. The leaders of Hamas, $12 billion, who are now killed, all of them. What happens? When there's war, they get richer. The people of Gaza
Pause.
get poorer.
That has nothing to do with the argument. Like, you see how he just completely deflected, talking about October 6th and the leaders of Hamas get rich? What does that have to do with Israel killing a bunch of fucking innocent Gazans? These guys can't win debates, chat. They can't win debates. This is why they censor us. Because what you guys are witnessing right now is a fucking smackdown on 10 different Zionist Israelis that are too dumb to even know the history of their country, to know the parasitic nature of their country, to understand the dark history of their country and how it's created by fucking terrorism. They're stupid. They don't understand shit. Retards. And this is why they censor you for talking about this topic. Because if you actually go ahead and have the rubber meet the road and you have someone that's competent to understand their own history, it's an indefensible position. Indefensible. Indefensible. Let's keep going.
And then the Jews look bad on the world stage. That's all that happens.
And whose fault is that?
Here's the thing.
Their fault.
Humanitarian goes to the top.
What?
See,
And the civilians suffer. I agree they're
we
suffering.
were talking about October 7th, and you just
I
completely
agree that they're
deflected.
suffering. Yeah, because when you go and say 1,000 Israelis got killed, that's not true. It was 1,000.
Okay,
people
let's say
that died.
people got killed.
Yeah.
The point I'm trying to
Muslims
make
died,
is,
bro.
yeah,
You're Muslim.
But here's the thing.
Are you Muslim?
Hamas.
See,
Are
that
you
doesn't
Muslim?
matter.
That's irrelevant to the
Muslims,
conversation.
I'm Jewish.
That's
Deflect.
irrelevant to the
Jews
conversation.
died. Muslims died.
Deflect.
Christians died.
Yes. And
Americans died.
Here's the thing.
People
That's why.
died.
That's why I'm
People
critical
died.
of Israel.
People
okay.
died.
Now, with that said,
See, I was trying to make
Now,
you a
here's the
Jewish
thing.
argument.
Should
Now, like when I
Hamas
said-
surrender? Yes or no?
here's the thing.
Should Hamas surrender?
No.
Why?
Now, here's the thing. Because here's.
Oh, so
look,
you also agree that they're freedom fighters?
No. Again,
They're
you
labeled-
are taking away.
They're labeled
Let me
a terrorist
finish.
organization.
Let me finish saying what I'm
and
saying.
They shouldn't surrender.
Let me finish
and
saying
you're
what
an
I'm
by the
saying.
way,
American citizen.
finish what I'm
pause
saying.
real quick. You guys want a big red pill? I'll give you guys a big red pill right now. Go on Google for me real quick, Bills. See, this is, bro. I could have went down this road too, but I didn't. For the course of the debate, but I could have embarrassed him on this one as well. Type in Madeleine Albright. Madeleine Albright. All right, we got her. Pull her up on click her Wikipedia. So, for those of you that aren't aware, Madeleine Albright was the Secretary of State under President Clinton from 1997 to 2001. Right? Now, if we go to her early life, we got the music. Please tell me we got the music somewhere.
Not on your side. It's in your Myron Gaines X.
You don't got it on your thing?
No.
All right, throw it on my board for me real quick here. But if you scroll down, she converted. That's her parents. They converted Judaism to Catholicism. But she said her parents never told her, her two siblings, about their Jewish ancestry and heritage. So what is she? She's Jewish. Now, let's go ahead and check out and see when Hamas was designated a terrorist organization. Can we Google that? You can just type in Hamas. Yeah, and then go to their, and then click Wikipedia. Oh, up top. Yep. Click the Wikipedia right there.
Which one's Wikipedia?
Right there.
Oh,
Right.
this one.
Yeah. And then scroll down. It should have when they were designated a terrorist organization. I think it was designated in 1997. Do a Control F on designate. Or terrorist.
Alright. Nothing's popping up.
No?
I'm doing Control F.
Maybe try foreign or FTO, foreign terrorist organization.
I can't even Control Find.
Okay. Just Google it then.
The fuck?
Just Google it on the side then, if because I know it's somewhere here in the Wikipedia, but if not, then you can just Google it. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make is he's saying, "Oh yeah, whatever, they're a terrorist organization." I mean, look, I'm not here to argue whether they're a terrorist organization or not. Honestly, if we're going to look at the definition of terrorism, which is utilizing violence to perpetrate a political ideology, yes, they are a terrorist organization by definition. But guess who else also falls under that definition? The IDF. The IDF also falls under that designation because it wasn't just all about self-defense after October 7th. They've been antagonizing and committing crimes against the Palestinians for decades. Yeah, boom, right? Yep, designated in 1997. So, bro, when you go ahead and you do the research, every single time, bro, every single time. And again, I'm not disputing the fact that they're a terrorist organization. By definition, they are. But guess what? The IDF is too. So I look at it like if you're going to go ahead and you're going to designate Hamas a terrorist organization, fair, fine. But so is the IDF. And we're going to get into this conversation a little bit later as well when it comes to how they were designated, what the IDF was prior to their formalization as the IDF. Let's keep playing the video.
You're just interrupting because you don't want to have you brought up October 7th.
They're terrorists.
You brought up October
So is the
7th,
IDF.
and I was talking to you about
I brought up the Houthis.
No, you mentioned no, because
decided
then you
to
said,
talk
well,
about October 7th.
no. You brought it up, and then I'm just responding.
He
to
did.
you.
Self-defense.
Yes,
is how
and
he
then you,
brought it up.
and you
asked
talked
you
about
about the
October
Houthis.
7th. But here's the problem.
Completely different.
You guys make it as if it started on October 7th, and it never did. It started way before that. And the Zionist propaganda always goes off of October.
And I knew they were going to do this. So here's the thing, guys. Whenever you debate one of these guys, these pro-Israel shills, these apologists, they always start at October 7th, 2023. They never talk about what led up to it. They never talk about the occupation. They never talk about the illegal settlements. They never talk about how they treat Palestinians like second-class citizens. They never talk about the blockade. They never talk about the open-air prisons. They never talk about any of that shit. They never talk about the two-state, destroying the two-state solution with Netanyahu ever. They never do. So the problem here is that when it comes to these Israelis, they always start at October 7th. And that's the problem with these guys.
All three dogs, my bad.
Yeah, it's all good. All the dogs are here.
Man, got some shit.
Could we we'll go back to the video.
7th, and on October 7th,
started in 1949 when we got
it started before that.
When we got
It started.
It actually started May 15, 1948. He doesn't even know the year that his country was made. Israel declared its independence on May 15, 1948. But he doesn't even know that because, again, these guys are retarded. These Zios don't even know the history of their country at all. Let's keep rolling it.
Before that. It started before that.
Okay.
It started before that. It started before that. You guys were killing people. Israel was founded upon terrorism.
There's killing.
Israel was founded upon terrorism.
Can you agree
That's a
there's
fact.
killing on both sides?
Again, of course there is. Of course there is. But here's the difference.
That's a fact of life.
I value both. Yeah, you don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, like I was saying,
That's the old guy
this
talking
just
shit.
name
The old
calling.
guy.
Just name
Yeah,
calling.
all right.
Anyway,
Jews corrupted their whole
no,
holy
him, the
book.
other guy
No
over there,
arguments.
the old guy. So
Jews
the point I'm
corrupted
trying to
their-
make is, I talked about October 7th, and I'm telling you
Bro,
that the died on that day
Americans came
were
in
not just
and-
killed by
and fucking
Hamas.
Killed all
That's
Native
my
Americans.
point.
Are we talking about?
Okay.
You're talking
Bro,
about Native
bro.
Americans.
Look, bro, I'm
You're
telling
talking
you.
about settlers.
What does that have to do with anything?
Jewish
He's
people
over
came.
here
Yeah,
saying,
settlements
like,
that are illegal.
The Jewish
Settlements
people
that are
came,
illegal.
They built Tel Aviv into what it is today, and all of a sudden they want it back. Like, bro, come on.
Hold on.
Mandate had a two-state solution.
Hold on, let me finish what I'm saying here.
The British mandate had a two-state solution, no?
Are you talking about the Balfour Declaration?
Yeah, after that. The British mandate had a two-state solution. There was going to be an Arab state and there was going to be a Jewish state. Right after that, all the Arabs invaded. That's something that you don't like to talk about.
Pause.
Let's be honest
Well, it
here.
wasn't your land.
Oh, okay. So this is the best response right here. Right here. Look. This is how I respond to stupid ass nigga saying this shit.
And to have in the first
Well,
place.
it was Britain's land.
It wasn't Ben who?
Before that, it was the Turkish
It wasn't
land.
your land to have in the
That's what
first
it
place.
is.
It wasn't your
England
land to have in the
conquered it,
first
and they
place.
gave it to
Pause.
half to the Arabs.
Yeah, it wasn't the Brits' land to fucking give in the first place. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't theirs. Like they're gonna, oh yeah, let's go ahead and just, arbitrarily partition the state. Like it's not your land, bro. Like it wasn't your land to even give or split up. What the fuck are you talking about? Right? And the thing is, just so you guys know, here's the real red pill truth on this shit, which I didn't get to talk about. 'Cause that guy's a fucking retard. basically, what ended up happening was the Balfour Declaration was made, right? In 1917, if I'm not mistaken. Can we pull it up real quick for the people? Let's give because Zionists don't like to hear this uncomfortable reality. Balfour Declaration. Yeah, and basically what it was a bunch of rich, affluent, and influential Zionists got together and said, yo, England, we know that you guys are not really like winning this war, World War I to be exact. You guys aren't really like, doing too well here. Germany's kind of pushing a bit, and I don't know if you guys can win. But you know what? We can bring the United States in, and if we bring the United States in, it will ensure your victory. But we just have one request. That little land there, Palestine, we kind of want it. Right? And the Brits said, okay, well, yeah, if you can go ahead and get the United States in, we'll go ahead and give you that land, kind of, sort of. Right? And on the other hand, as well, the Brits struck a deal with the Palestinians, right? The Arabs, and told them, hey, look, if you help us beat the Ottoman Empire, we'll give you that land too. So they basically double dipped. So let's go ahead and show you guys the Balfour Declaration real quick. This is what it is. This is written to Lord Rothschild, okay, from, can we show that picture on the right? Where it says Dear Rothschild, like blow that up. Dear Lord Rothschild, November 2nd, 1917. I have much pleasure in conveying to you, on behalf of His Majesty's government, the following declaration of sympathy with Jewish Zionist aspirations which have been submitted to and approved by the cabinet. This Majesty's government view with favor the establishment in Palestine of a national home for the Jewish people and will use their best endeavors to facilitate the achievement of this object. Sorry guys, I'm like squinting here because I can't really see. It being clearly understood that nothing shall be done which may prejudice the civil and religious rights of existing non-Jewish communities in Palestine or the rights and political status enjoyed by Jews in any other country. I should be grateful if you would bring this declaration to the knowledge of the Zionist Federation. So basically, it was quid pro quo. And quid pro quo. God damn it. Quid pro quo. Sorry. And it was, yo, get the United States involved. Obviously, that's not put in the declaration, but get the United States involved, help us win World War I, and we'll give you guys your own state. And that's what they ended up doing. But this is going to get into the dark side of the history here in a little bit, which we'll play next and let this guy go through. He's like, oh yeah, all the Arab countries invaded, as if like you didn't just take their fucking land, buddy. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? This fucking retard right here.
It wasn't your land to have in the first place.
They chopped it up.
It wasn't. Look at this guy. He's mad. Yeah, and you're pissed off.
They
look at you,
chopped it
triggered
up.
because you don't like the
Listen,
facts.
They chopped it up.
Look, that's a
Yeah,
political
well, it's
side.
kind of hot out here.
They chopped it up. We had a deal, and all
Meanwhile,
the
you guys
Arabs
are being
came in and destroyed
emotional.
it. I'm not being
Again.
emotional.
No, I'm talking to this guy.
Talking
I'm
shit
like
to
emotional.
Starbucks.
There was a two-state solution. There was. It's given by England half to the Jewish state, half to an Arab state.
Again.
Immediately.
Again.
Right after the Holocaust.
It wasn't
and they're gonna
theirs.
be like, oh,
And you know what's funny? He's talking about the Brits wanted this. You guys want to know who didn't want the two-state solution? The Israelis didn't. Google King David hotel bombing, please. These idiots don't even fucking know what they're talking about. This two-state solution that they're talking about, the Zionists didn't want that at all. And they assassinated a bunch of British people and killed a bunch of British people to ensure it didn't happen. King David bombing. King David hotel bombing. We're having like a history class right now, bro. This is Israeli terrorism right here. The British administrative headquarters for Mandatory Palestine, housed in the southern wing of the King David Hotel in Jerusalem, was bombed in a terrorist attack on July 22nd, 1946 by the militant right-wing Zionist underground organization Irgun during the Jewish insurgency. 91 people of various nationalities were killed, including Arabs, Britons, and Jews, and 46 were injured. So they killed almost 100 people, bro. And that's the aftermath right here, as you guys can see. They fucking took out an entire wing of the hotel. So, again, like I said before, people think I'm kidding around or lying when I say that Israel was created through terrorism. Let's keep going.
Bring up the Holocaust. It was right after the Holocaust. We didn't have any sort of military institution behind us.
Really?
We had the Haganah, the Irgun. It was nothing. It was underground.
What are the Haganah and Irgun?
Okay, listen.
And the Lehi gang. What are they?
They were fighting for a Jewish
They're
state.
terrorist organizations. They're terrorist organizations, and you know it.
They weren't a
Israel was
terrorist
created by
organization.
terrorist organizations.
No, it was created because the British.
Pause. He knew that I was right. He started smirking it, and they took him off the camera. I wish they kept the camera on. Which, by the way, can we pull up the King David Hotel one more time? That Wikipedia page? Because they're the ones that planned it, by the way. He started smirking because this retard doesn't know that I understand his history better than he does. So click Ergun. Right there. First paragraph. So, boom, Ergun, officially the National Military Organization of the Land of Israel, is abbreviated as Etzel. It's an option mandatory policy. Scroll down. It was then the revision Zionism. Scroll down. Okay, the organization committed acts of terrorism against Palestinian Arabs as well as against the British authorities. And then click Haganah. It's in the first paragraph. Another Israeli paramilitary organization, another terrorist organization. Here we are. Scroll down. Here they are right here. So funny that he mentioned those two organizations that are literally terrorist organizations, man. Okay, we can go back to the clip just so you guys know what we're talking about here.
No, listen. You need to read your facts.
You killed the British.
No, the British gave it over, and the British,
Yes.
the British killed us, and Muslims killed the
The King
terrorists.
David Hotel?
And
The King
Muslims
David
killing-
Hotel? You guys don't know your history. That's
I
the
do
funny
know my
part.
history. I don't think
Zionists
you
don't
know your
their
history.
history. They don't know their history.
Guys,
This
it
is
was like
like
100 degrees out there, by the way.
killed
It was really hot. It was like 100 degrees out there, bro. I was melting.
the British.
Miami's really humid right now. All right.
No, this is live. This is live. You just
Hey, you're a fucking clown, dude.
Yeah, and this guy's angry too. Yeah, look at the Zionist tears. They don't like the truth. They don't like the fact that your country was made on terrorism. They don't like the fact
I'm
that
gonna
you
tell you
killed
the truth.
100 innocent
This is
people
the truth.
in the King David
Whenever you're
Hotel.
ready.
You don't like the fact that
This
your
is the truth.
country was
Whenever
created
you're
through
ready. Go ahead, go
terrorism. The very terrorism that you guys denounced today was created by Haganah, Leahy, and the Stern Gang. And on top of that, you guys stole our weapons to do it. You stole our nuclear
understand.
technology.
Are you
You
ready?
killed our president.
You
You
ready?
guys,
Okay, hold on.
you
I
guys
got
attacked
something to
our
say.
U.S. ship. It was given
It-
comical. Comical.
listen.
He tried to say
Comical.
pause,
That's why
pause.
JFK did not.
This retard said that the nuclear bomb was given. One of the Zionists on the side, the nuclear bomb was given. And I was like, that's why I had that response. Fucking comical, bro. Absolutely ridiculous. JFK did everything in his power to stop them from getting the nuclear bomb. And they stole it anyway. And were involved in getting him killed. And this came out in the declassified documents that were revealed earlier this year that the Israeli intelligence components, the Jewish agency, right? You call it Mossad, you can call it whatever you want. But they were involved in the assassination of John F. Kennedy, alongside other counterparts. The Italian Mafia, the CIA, and the Zionist lobby / intelligence component. They all wanted Kennedy gone for different reasons. The mob felt that Kennedy betrayed them when they had helped him get elected. The Israelis were angry that they weren't able to continue their nuclear program. And Kennedy knew that they were stealing uranium and doing illegal testing in Dimona. And they also, the CIA wanted him gone because he wanted to destroy the CIA. He wanted to smash it into 1,000 pieces, quote unquote. But again, these guys don't understand history. This idiot said that we gave them the nuclear bomb. Fucking credible. They stole it. They stole the technology for it. Kennedy wanted to do everything in his power to stop the Israelis from getting the nuclear bomb. You want to know why? Because he knew that it would start a nuclear arms race in the Middle East. And guess what? He was fucking right. He was fucking right. Because guess what? Once the Israelis got the nuclear bomb, Saddam Hussein wanted to get it. And then the Saudis were thinking about getting it. And then Libya wanted to get it. So Israel kicked off a fucking nuclear arms race across the Middle East. And Kennedy's advisors warned him against this. This is why he fought so hard to stop them from nuclear proliferation. But they got it anyway. And they lied about it. And this was exposed by a guy named Mordecai Vanunu. And what happened to him? He exposed it. He gave the story to one of his counterparts. The counterparts accidentally sold it to a newspaper owned by who? Robert fucking Maxwell? Ghislaine Maxwell's father? You know, the whole sex trafficking ring with Epstein? Yeah, that Ghislaine Maxwell. Her father was a Mossad asset. He tells them, hey, this guy Mordecai Vanunu is trying to sell these fucking pictures of the nuclear program, 50 plus pictures. You guys might want to nab them. What do? They get this chick, an Israeli. She tells him, hey, come meet me in Italy. Let's have some fun. He thinks he's about to get his dick sucked. Next thing you know, a bunch of niggas with yarmulkes kidnap him in Italy. Take him back to fucking Israel. He goes to a secret prison, held there for 10 plus years. There's no cap in my rap. Okay? He serves his time, left Israel, converted to Christianity, living a peaceful life somewhere now. I don't know. But the point of the point is that they had this nuclear program. Mordecai Vanunu exposed it. He paid the price. But the only reason they have this nuclear program is because they stole the technology from us to get it. And then this fucking retard wants to sit there and say they gave it to us. You stole it. You absolutely stole it. And you killed the president for figuring that out. Anyway, let's keep going. Guys, 7,500 for us to stay on. And then this guy who hasn't slept in years. See what he's got to say. No fucking
nuclear
points.
proliferation. See?
Okay.
No, you guys.
I understand your perspective.
You guys.
You want to hear something?
See, here's the reality. This is what I love.
Hold on, let him talk.
This is what I love, right? Zionists come here. Zionists come in here and argue with me and say, oh, well, you know, on this day, such and such happened. Okay, what's the Animal Directive? They don't know. They don't know that a bunch of Israelis and a bunch of innocent people were killed by the IDF. Then on top of that,
you ready?
See,
they
as soon
don't
as I start
know
telling the
how
truth,
their
they get
country
angry.
was made. Then they don't know that they, oh, well, the British, you killed the British in the King David Hotel. You guys assassinated a bunch of British people. Then on top of that, the state of Israel raided through 3 main terrorist organizations that are now rebranded into the IDF that we know now. Now, with that said, the UN... No, I know about it. The Balfour Declaration, and it was raided to the Rothschilds. You don't even know the name of it.
Listen,
1917, the Balfour Declaration. You don't know. And you,
Myron,
what were you gonna say? What are you gonna say? You don't know what you're talking about. You're just sitting here. You don't know what you're talking about at all.
This is
again, you Zionists don't understand your own history of your own country.
We can argue about the past.
You haven't do it. No. You're
Myron,
Israel first.
Myron.
You're Israel first. You're Israel first.
Pause.
And quite frankly,
and
Israel's a parasite.
And that's when the guy on the side was saying, the guy was, because I was saying, obviously you guys can see here, he was like, America first, America first. And I was like, no, you're Israel first. Because one of the guys was trying to say, oh, you're America first. I was like, no, you're Israel first. And that's who I was talking to. There was like this fat Israeli on the side that was heckling. And I was like, bro, you're Israel first. You know what I mean? You're 100% Israel first. So, I think shit's about to get spicy here. So, okay, guys, this is what we're going to do. Let's go to Rumble. We're gonna switch to Rumble. Fresh and Fit. Let's drop the Rumble for Fresh and Fit. Let's drop the Rumble link for Fresh and Fit. Okay, guys. I'm gonna drop the Rumble link for Fresh and Fit. Come on over so I can say what I want to say. So I can't say everything that I want to say because we're on fucking YouTube here. I'm gonna end the Rumble stream on Myron Gaines X as well. Want everybody to come over to Fresh and Fit Rumble. Are we still doing the space too?
I mean, still there.
Still there? Okay. Okay. Huh? Yeah, we're gonna end all the YouTubes. We're gonna go to Rumble only. Let me drop the link first though. Guys, come on over to Rumble, niggas. Come on over to Rumble, niggas. Now shit's about to get spicy. Let's drop the link everywhere.
I'm not fucking leaving. The show goes on. This is my home. They're gonna need a fucking wrecking ball to take me out of here.
Come to Rumble, niggas. The show goes on over there. The show goes on over there. All right. I dropped it on Myron Gaines X. Maybe if you guys can do it on YouTube for Fresh and Fit.
I'm already doing it.
Okay.
Pinned in the chat.
It's pinned in the chat for Fresh and Fit? Yes. All right, guys, come on over. Rumble.com/Fresh and Fit. Drop it on the space as well. We're going to end the space as well.
We're going to end the space?
We're going to end the space. All you niggas in the space, You should be watching this shit anyway. It's way better to watch than to fucking listen to it. So we got how many of them in here? Like 186? All right, I'm going to drop the Rumble link here in the... Yeah, guys, I'm not bringing speakers up on this one. Sorry. Maybe I'll have a post space on this where we can get some opinions. But for now, come on over, guys. Let's watch this shit on Rumble. I'm going to end the streams everywhere else. Josie, can you do me a favor and put the Rumble link in the thing?